my supplies laid out, but the centerpiece is, this is adorable. I love this, this planter. I have sprayed it with gaps and cracks. I did that about, I don't know, maybe about a week ago. So it's hard, but I can still shove stuff in there. But what I wanted to tell you was, this retails for $14.99. I got this for $2.99 at Goodwill. Use Goodwill. They have a lot of really cute planters and things that you can reuse. I mean, this does not look like it's hardly been used. Someone probably got it, didn't want to do anything with it, gave it away. Well, their loss is our gain. So what I've also done here is, these are some florals. I picked up, this is a bush that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was $16.99. I got it for half off, so we're talking $8.50. I did math. Look at me. Got this for $8.50. So right now, between this and that, we're probably talking about $11.50. I got some, this is Spanish moss I had. You can pick that up. You can get some at the dollar store. I don't know what the quality of it is. This was, I think, from either Walmart or Hobby Lobby, but it's okay. You know, I'm not a huge fan of it because I get it stuck on my fingernails when I hot glue it on. But this is a roll of, this is RG ribbon. Now this particular one, I think, I'm not sure if this one or the 2.5-inch version, but it came in the Deco Exchange subscription box, and I love it because the colors really play off of everything that's in here. You know, you've got the dots, you've got the squiggly lines. It's perfect. Couldn't ask for better. I may supplement those florals with, this is a bush from the At Home store. This was $4.99, and then I can, there's a lot of stems in here. For $5, there is a lot in here, so not bad. And then I may or may not use this. So these are, it's a pair of ears. This is an Easter pick I got. Now, I got this last year from Michael's. It retailed for $4.99, but obviously, you know, you can get stuff at Michael's on clearance. So I may or may not use this. So my goal is to have the florals here, have the ears here, and then where the ears would have a face, that's where I'm going to have a rounded bow made with this ribbon. So what I'm going to do first, and I do have a pick machine off to the side in order to put a pick on this, but you don't need one of those. I just happen to have one. So I'm going to pull this here. Now I have my Deco Exchange snips, affiliate link in bio, but I love these. I don't want to use scissors on these, but they're also not so thick that I need to use my stem cutter. So I want to keep this kind of manual. I like these. And then I have my Surebonder glue gun. This was super expensive. It was $10 at Walmart. Some people like to have an uncorded version. I like a cord because I don't remember to charge stuff. You know, and I'd leave it off and it would probably go bad. So I also have one zip tie and half of a pipe cleaner. So I'll show you how I'll use those later. What I want to start by doing is snipping off my stems, and I can change their length later. I'm just going to get them all off the bush now so I can see what I'm working with. There's a lot of greenery coming out of there. I do have some supplemental greenery behind me off camera that I can put on there should I need it. That's the one thing I don't really have a lot of is greenery. I really need to get some more of that when it's on sale. You know, Hobby Lobby. That's the one thing I'm a little leery of buying online unless I've seen it in person is the greenery, because I don't like the stuff that looks plasticky. But I think Deco Exchange has a lot of good stuff. All right. So thanks to everyone who's joining. I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I just got back from seeing Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. Loved it. But I drank probably 120 ounces of Diet Coke. So if I can get through this whole thing without going to the bathroom, it's going to be a freaking miracle. Alrighty. I'm not going to cut this yet. I'm going to save this till later because I may or may not use it, but I want to because I think it gives it a lot of texture and dimension. So I'm going to pull out. I like to separate it out. So I've got, here's my greenery leaves. Now this one's kind of attached to it. Because like I can put the greenery kind of all around toward the bottom and then build up. So I want to see what I have available to work with. So I'm going to put these there. Those are pinks. Whoops. Fling. Sending them flying. Those are pinks. Okay, so we have some pink ones. We have some white ones. And then we have some that are like white and pink with a little bit of purple. This way, if I do it this way and separate it out, I know what I have to work with. I know how many, and I'm not going to end up short or have it dispersed unevenly. So I want to start probably, I think this would be a nice one to have kind of in the middle. So some people have a glue pot. I kind of warped my mat, my last mat with the glue pot. So, and I don't make florals that often. So I just put the glue right on the stem. Works just fine. You just got to have a spot to do it over, because if it drips, then but if it drips, it gets on the mat. I can just pick it off either just before it dries or after it dries. Okay, so move this toward the center. Let's go put that right in the middle. Let me see. That looks about right, because I want to have these ears eventually coming in, and then a bow. So I think actually I'm gonna put the ears in now. I think. Well, maybe I should move that over a little bit, because I have the bow here. I don't want it to come over too far. It's got these ribbons on here. I like them, but I think they're a little too long. So I am just going to snip those to be just a little bit shorter. There we go. Painless, painless. There we go. I think they probably still have these at Michael's. I mean, they seem to have them every year. But this is my last year's. So I'm going to go put some glue on this. I'm going to put this kind of close to the one I just put in. Okay, and so the bow will be about here. So I think that's the perfect height. Now we can kind of build everything around it. So I don't think this is going to take all that long to make, honestly. Let me see. I think I'm going to put some of these. This is not going to be like a centerpiece type. There's definitely going to be a front to this. So I'm going to kind of start by putting that in there. And I'll go through with my Spanish moss and put some stuff in later. Here we go. I'm going to put that. I'm going to come down with this a little bit. This is nice because this bends. So I'm going to try to push this in as long as I can. I didn't leave a lot of stem length on there. I probably should have left a little more stem length, but that's okay. And then this one has some nice green leaves on the back, so I'm going to use this one as my back piece. And I want to tilt this a little bit toward the front. Isn't that pretty? Got the daisies, got the little pink flowers. So this will go kind of like right around there. So let me add some glue. I like to twist this as I'm adding the glue. That way it kind of keeps it from just dripping down. It kind of starts dripping on all around the other sides. Okay, so you can see this is what we've got going so far. Kind of like the shape that we've got going here. And I'm just going to shove some more stuff in. That's the technical term. Shove it in. Okay. So I'm going to do a little white. And there's like a very pretty, I don't know if that's a floral name, or it's got some like little white, it kind of feels lacy. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but it's very pretty. I'm sure somebody else probably knows the technical term. I do not. Okay. Getting some in there. I'm going to trim a little bit more of this off. This was getting a little hard to shove in. Once you get it in about 2 inches, shoving it in further is a little bit harder. God, that sounds really dirty. I did. If anybody knows me personally, you'll know that's the first place my mind goes. The inside of me is a 13-year-old boy. I just, I'm immature. And that's okay. I'm not apologizing for who I am. I'm going to bring some of this purple around the front now. I want to make sure I don't make this too thick. Or too dense, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't want it too densely packed. Let's see if we've got any comments yet. If there's any comments or any questions you guys have, please let me know. I am trying to watch this also on my iPad on the other side. We'll see. I don't multitask well. So, Okay. And this is going to be a pretty quick project. It's fun to, if you're going to start doing crafts like this, start with seeing what you can find at Goodwill or somewhere like that, because then if it doesn't turn out and you've got to pitch it or something, you don't feel as guilty, like, oh my God, I spent X amount on this. Oh, I feel terrible. I should have, no, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, now I'm going to come and fill out some around the back here. Got lots of these very pretty pink roses with the white. I'll take a little bit off. Here we go. I've had this pot, I've been looking at this thing, honestly, it's been sitting out looking at me for probably almost a year. I just, you buy it when you see it, right? So I was at Goodwill and I figured, why not? Let's go with a white one back here, right? Because we got pink and pink. I don't want another pink. I want to spread it out and put a white one in there. And I may reserve some of these florals until after I make the bow and put it in there, because I might have some holes I want to fill. So I want to see what I do with all that. So try to put my fingers there, get the other leaves out of the way so that when I put it in, nothing's in the way. Okay, it's looking good. Now let's see what I have left. I have 2 white ones. I have a truckload of pink, and I have 1 more of the pink and purple. I will reserve this one for later. But I think I want to add a little bit, a pink one, I think, kind of right behind here. So let me snip off a little bit of this. And just because you have all of these florals on your bush doesn't mean you have to use them all in your project. I have a whole bin of scrap florals that I can pull out of, so when I'm making a wreath and I want to add a little bit of floral, it's already off the stem, it's already cut, and just pops right in there. Look at that. That fits in there perfectly. Look at that. That is so cute. I notice I got a hole here. I want to put a pink one in there. And then I can go back through when I'm done and put in the moss. I just toss some glue on the foam and then just shove some moss in there. And then I end up picking it off with my fingernails for the rest of the night. Need something here. I'm gonna go another pinky. Going another pinky, baby. And again, this pot came from Goodwill. Great source to find stuff like that. I went last night. I didn't find a heck of a lot, but I did find some silver trays that I'm going to use to make some standing bunny platters, I guess you could call it. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. And I want to get my bow in here before I start adding more. I don't think I'm going to add any of these. I'm not sure. I do want to add some height though, so let's see. But for right now, let's go do the fun part. Let's make a bow. Let's make the bow. Let's make a bow. All right. I have a tool here. It is called the Easy Bows Design Pro. Now this is the big, Pro Max version of this. There is a much smaller, less expensive version of it available. There's an affiliate link on my profile if you click on my profile, and then there's going to be a link tree, linktr.ee. Click on it, and there will be a link to Easy Bow Maker, and that'll take you right to their website, and you can see all the different bow makers that they have available. I make a lot of bows, so I went for the deluxe model. It's got these plastic prongs that nothing's ever come out. It's got a big tall dowel over here, so I can hold a lot of different rolls on there. So I only got one teeny tiny one. It looks small in there now. But I'm going to start by, let's see, I'm going to have a bit of a longer tail. I might end up curling this under. I'm not sure yet. So actually I'm going to give myself a little more to work from. I'm going to make this tail about 9 inches. I may snip some off at the end. We'll see. But I want to hold it here, and then I want to pinch and twist, right? That's the whole secret of bow making, is a good pinch and a good twist, okay? See that? I slide it down here, and then I have the plain side, or the back side of the ribbon is facing me. It's facing up. So I'm going to pull the ribbon, oops, go over this way. I'm going to pull the ribbon. And if I make a small rounded bow, I'm usually going to make it at about a little bit over 3 inches. So I'd call this like 3 1/4. You can make it 3, 3 1/2. The whole point is to be consistent with the size that you pull. So I've done this and I put it through here, and then I did a pinch and twist, a good pinch and twist, so that again, you see the back side facing up. I'm going to go back down, keep that at about 3 1/4, and again, pinch and twist, bend and snap. Okay, pinch and twist. I'm going to make 5 of those loops on either side. So here's the second set. Okay, pinch and twist, set number 3. Pinch and twist, set number 4. Pinch and twist, set number 5. You know what? I'm going to make 6. I'm going to go crazy, guys. I'm going to go crazy. Let's make 6. 5. Because I think I have the space for this to be a little bit more full. All right. And here comes 6. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I try to keep it all even, but it's not going to be exact. You can be a little more careful. I'm doing this live, so I'm trying to go quick. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to make sure that this tail measures out the same length. So I kind of just pull them both down. Eyeball roughly where to cut. Boom, boom, done. Okay. So here's my zip tie. I dropped my pipe cleaner on the floor. Now the reason I only have a half piece, you could do a whole piece, but I'm going to end up using a pick machine to make a pick on the end of this and stick it down in the foam. You can wrap this around a pencil or a wood skewer, or I mean you could even just try to put a lot of hot glue on there and then just stab this in by itself and make sure it stays. That's another option as well. I've never had a lot of luck using those green floral sticks, but some people swear by them. I'm just not very coordinated. So I pulled this up. I'm going to put this right in the back. So it's right behind my finger. And I have this is a small zip tie because it's a small bow. I'm going to slide that right under my thumb so you can see the top is just right above my fingernail. And then I'm going to pull that around the back. So everything is going to be tucked in here. Slide it through. All right. You hear it click a couple times. Once it feels kind of secure, take your finger off. Take a look. Make sure that you like everything. Everything seems okay. Placement's good. And then pull the crap out of it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take the edge. Don't cut zip ties with your good scissors. It's going to dull your blade. But, ooh, fling, there it goes. All right. So let's now pull out our loop. So I put my finger in the loop and then I just raise my fingers apart and that kind of pops the loop, right? Put them in, turn to the side, lift up. All right. I do that on one side and then we can play where the loops are placed. I just want to get them all fluffed out first, but you want everything to be evenly spaced. You don't want, if you go up on one, then you should go down on the next one. That looks like it's good for the back. And then you can just kind of bring this forward and twist it and pull it and it's all good. That one loop is a little bit bigger than it should be. So, there we go. Just pull a little bit sometimes if you gotta make a little bit of an adjustment, Pull a little bit. Okay, I'll show you guys what this is looking like. Just give me another second. It's hard to do when I'm trying to hold it with one hand. Okay, so this is what our bow looks like, okay? Nice and cute. Perfect. I love it. So on the back, this is where you can, attach it however you want to. You can wrap this. Oops, let me get one of these green stems. You can wrap it around one of these green floral stems. If you do, then hot glue it in place. You can do that. You just want to be able to have something where you can shove this into the foam about that long. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to twist mine, okay? I'll show you what I do. Because I have a pick machine. And I got mine used off eBay. If you got to buy a pick machine and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, look for used ones, because this one came, it was perfect. Had the original instructions and everything. But they're really heavy, so be very careful not to drop it on your foot. I speak from experience. All right. I'm going to leave about maybe like an inch or so. I'm going to snip that off. Snip. All right. I'm going to show you this pick machine. It's probably about a good 10 pounds. It's heavy. Okay. This one is I can't remember what the name of it is. I think there's only one kind. Steel picks. Steel picks. Okay. So I'm going to show, this is the handle. The picks are loaded underneath here. This is a weight. Okay. You can see there's picks here. Here's the weight. Kind of holds them in place. What I need to do is bring a pick forward, and it's going to have its fingers open when it comes forward, right? So watch. I move the handle forward, and the pick comes out. Now I'm going to place this in here, right up against this on the bottom, so it's flat with the spine of the pick. And then I'm going to push down on the handle, and that is going to take all the fingers and wrap it around that, pipe cleaner. So here we go. And I push hard, let go, and then I just pull it forward. And then this is what you have. Okay, it's wrapped around there. I could have pushed it forward a little more, but I wanted to have some room to manipulate it. But it's all wrapped around there. I do like to add some hot glue on there before I put it in, just to make sure that it doesn't slide out. So I'm going to let that cool for a minute. I'm going to put my pick machine back behind me with both hands. Oh my God, that thing is heavy. Okay, so then here we go. I'm going to move my bow making tool out of the way so y'all can see, and then we'll kind of get this finished. This is a really quick project, and it's fun to play with stuff like this. So don't be afraid, and start by looking at Goodwill. Okay, so I have this in here. Ooh, it's still hot. It's still hot. Dang it, you touched it, Linda. Why'd you do that? All right, I'm going to grab it up here. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to add the glue onto the pick. I want to be very careful so that none of it drips down onto my actual ribbon. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to put it in here, and I'm just going to push down. And my dog is barking. Pardon me. I'm going to push it pretty much in so that all the metal pick is in the foam. Yep, that's my dog. Now I get to play with the bow, which is super, super cute. It turned out really well. Very happy with it. All right. Now I got to figure out what to do with the ends of these. I think I just want to curl it under, but see how it's got an edge to it. I'm going to bend it in just a little bit, kind of fold it over, and then kind of start like, I like to wrap it around like about the size of my finger and kind of just roll it up. You can, if I cut it and I dovetailed it, it might make it kind of go flat and loop out and kind of swing out. I don't really want that, so I'm going to leave these just kind of curled. So I'm going to fold this over. Oh, you know what? I want to trim those little metal pieces off. All right, I'm going to fold it over a little bit. Then I'm going to start rolling it kind of around like the size of my finger. Try to keep it as round as you can. All right, I like that. I think that turned out really cute. So now I have this, so I see, okay, I've got some spots now where I can put in some more florals. So let's bring those back forward again. And I think I've got a nice spot right here for a pink one. So let's open this up again. I'm going to snip about a good 3 inches, 3.5 off of that. All right, add some glue. Once you put the ribbon on, you got to be careful that when you're coming at it with glue, you're very careful not to get that glue. Okay, I made a mistake. I should have cut more off. So I'm coming back and I'm taking off about another 2 inches. If you go to put it in and you don't like it, pull it out right away. The hot glue will probably dry a little bit, but you can put more hot glue on it. Once you get it in there, though, it's really hard to get out. So it's not too late once you put it in. If you don't like where you put it, just take it out. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm really liking that. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can maybe put another one kind of like lower down there. Doesn't have to be exactly equal. But see, I got a white one, so I want to go with a pink rose. And I happen to have one left. So here we go. There we go. I used to not like doing arrangements. They used to intimidate me. I was like, I'm not a flower arranger. What do I know? Play with it and practice. You don't have to go to school for it. I mean, you probably should if you're trying to do it like super professionally with real flowers, but... And I know there's different methodologies and things to know about it, but it doesn't mean you can't try to do it. You don't have to be professional at everything. Just give it a shot. That does not apply if you're trying to practice medicine. Just beware. Okay. Okay, so we've got that in there, and that looks good. But there's nothing that really kind of just jumps out and says wow to me yet. So I'm going to put another, I'm going to put another of these purple stems back here. Okay. I think I am going to put in some of that purple stuff. I call it purple lavender. I don't know what it is. I call it purple lavender because the color's lavender. It's probably not real lavender. I don't know. Do I need to know? Probably not. The only time I need to know what kind of floral it is if I'm trying to tell someone else or if I'm trying to order it online. Okay. Okay, so here we got this. Coming out, coming around. I'm going to put one in the back. Snip it off a little bit. Sorry, I just saw a little hole. I want to put another little white one in the back. Get in there, move the leaves. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put, actually maybe not. I think we're doing good on this actually. I think we're good. I don't know. What do you guys think? You let me know. Should I try to add some of this in there or should I leave it as it is? Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. You guys let me know. This is a collaborative effort here, right? All right, I'll futz with the ribbon. Okay, should I put some of this in there or should I leave it as it is? Maybe I'll snip off a little piece and let's just kind of do just a little temporary placement to see what we think. Leave it as it is. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. Or try some, okay, let's see. Let's see. I'm not going to shove this all the way in. I'm just going to kind of play with it and see what I think. Let's try it like over there. Oh, I don't know. I like that. Oh, I do like that. I like it, but I want to make sure that it's not overdone. So I think I'm going to put some in, but I'm going to do it sparingly and at different locations. So it's not all grouped together. So let's start with, I'm going to put a little bit of this in there. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to do enough. All right. Glue that baby in there. So if you missed the bow making, I am going to post this as a full-length tutorial that will be up on my YouTube channel. That's where I have all the full-length ones because it's really hard to show people, you know, full-length on here. When I speed it up, everybody likes to see just a little bit. Okay, that turned out pretty good. So I'm going to put a couple little more here and there. I don't know if this is going to, this is kind of thin. This may not actually poke through the, this ain't going to poke through the foam, is it? Nope, I have to wrap this with some other ones. So let's do that. I have to kind of make a bundle. So I kind of twist these all together. Right? And I'm going to be careful because there's some hot glue on there. Oh. There we go. All right. Oh, that's hot. Who said hot glue was supposed to be hot? Hey, no one ever warned me. All right. Okay, I got a little bit of that in there. I'm liking it. It's a little, it's enough. I want to go in with the glue gun though, because I'm not sure how well it's in there, and I'm going to add just a dash of glue right where I've seen it go in. I don't normally do this, but this is not super, it wasn't super in there. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more. Take out this bunch of stems, break it up a little bit. I love the purple flowers. I love purple for Easter and spring. Like, you know, pinks are okay, blues are okay, but I love the pinks and the purples. All right. Okay. Kind of trying to make this as sturdy as I can. And I'm not going to add too much, just enough to give it a little bit of a pop. Now this last pop is going to come around kind of, I think around the back side, and then I'll put one last one up toward the top because I have one that has a longer stem. So let's, there we go. It kind of like makes a little bit of a crunch sound, which I like. All right, so here's my tall one that I'm going to put in the center. So I want to fan it out a little bit. But then I want to make sure that it's long enough. So I'm going to cut it probably about here. And add some of my glue. But as I was saying before, the whole tutorial including the whole full bow making is going to be on YouTube. So go check that out there. And that's also a good place to find ribbon to mess around with the first time is Goodwill. Okay, I'm trying to get that in there. It's a little too long. I'm going to try to get that in there a little bit better. This is not, it wasn't holding up. Do you see how it bent? It bent a little bit, so I'm going to straighten that out and I'm going to trim a little bit more off of it. This is not a super sharp piece to put in there, so that's okay. And sometimes that's gaps and cracks is maybe a little bit tougher than some of the floral foam, but oh, there we go. Okay, all right. So I put just a little bit, right? Not too much, but just a little bit in there. And I'm liking how it looks. I'm going to try to put just a little tiny bit right on either side there. Just little bits. Okay. Okay, so this I'm going to twist together. Kind of make it as pointy as I can. All right, it's kind of pointy-ish. And if it doesn't go in, you can always, you know, find other ways to make it go in there. I'm going to try to go in through the side. Okay, I heard that go in just a little. There we go. I like that. Now we're going to come in and just a tiny little bit on the other side. Let's see if I can borrow this. All right. That's already kind of clumped together, so I'm just going to twist. You can always tape it too and then just shove it in there. I'm kind of being lazy, I must be honest. If this weren't on TikTok and I could take the time, I'd take the time. But I know I'm going to get this in there. We'll shove it in. All right. So let me find my pathway into here. Okay. And I'm going in. And then I'm shoving it into the foam. And there we go. Okay, first, try to get the glue off the nails. Manicure first, everyone. Manicure first. New York Goodwill has their prices at a stupid rate. You know, I have seen some Goodwills, people complain about them online, about it was like ridiculous what they were charging. Now, I was at mine yesterday, and they had a whole stack of, it looks like metal bottle cap signs. And they were priced at $1.99. And I'm like, these came from the Dollar Tree. Like, what do you think you're doing? But that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so let me roll this up a little bit higher. So we've got our little curls, but okay, everybody. This is our little bunny arrangement. Show this. And then here's the side. Come around the back. You know what? I see a spot. I want to fill it. I see a spot. I see a spot, guys. I'm going to take a white one. It's one of the last ones I have. But I'm going to take a white one. I'm going to put it in there. I also have to go around and get some of my glue snot off. Like you can see right there, sometimes you see like what I call the line of snot. It's just a little bit of glue. Okay. There. I think that fills it in better, and make sure it's open to the sky. It can see. All right, great. You know what? I got 2 left. I think I'm gonna put another one in there. I'm crazy. I can't stop, guys. King size white dirty sheet for $17. That's insane. Ew, dirty sheets? Like, no thank you. Like, I know what people do on them sheets. No thank you. No thank you. I'd rather sleep in my car. It is ridiculous what they do charge for some stuff. But mine out here, I live in Plainfield, Illinois, and it's actually pretty decently priced out here. I think it really depends, like, who's running it and how much revenue they're trying to get. But, all right, one more down in there. And then that uses up the whole bush. So honestly, overall, this arrangement, we'll add it all up in a minute. We'll take a look. I don't even think I need to use any of the Spanish moss because you can't really see too much of anything, honestly. There we go. Like, I'm looking around and I'm looking through it and I can't see any of the foam unless I move stuff. So I'm not going to bother with Spanish moss. Don't waste product if you don't have to. If no one's going to see it and it's not covering anything, then don't use it. Okay, so here we go. Let's go one more time. We'll do the full around. So there's the bow coming around. There's the back. Some more florals. Here we go. This is cute. So $3, $8.50 for the flowers for those. So $8.50 and 3 is $11.50. I used probably about the full $5 out of this. So that's $16.50, $17, $18, we'll call it $19. We'll say this is $3, $19. And then the bow, $20, $21. And then the gaps and cracks, my portion of it is probably $1, so $22 with the glue. We'll call it $23 all in. And I price my things to sell at craft shows. I usually do cost times 2. So I would probably list this on there for about $46 in person. Now, if I were going to be shipping this, I like to kind of split the shipping cost with my customers. So I will pad it a little bit to cover the shipping cost and the cost of the box and packing materials. So I probably would list this online for, I could say $49. And it'll probably cost me at least $10 to ship. But there's still profit in there to be had. You can always price more. I just am trying to make things to make some revenue because I'm a broke widow. So I'm trying to do what I can here. But anyway, I really appreciate everybody joining. We go through and see if there's any questions. I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah, I like the height of the florals too. I wanted to make sure that it was tall enough, but it wasn't too much. I didn't want it to like feel top heavy or whatnot. So I think I went about double plus a little bit on the height of the container. So you can see like from the back. It's about a little bit more than twice the height of the container. But I figure if this is going to be used as a centerpiece on an Easter table, I want people to be able to see across from them and not have things obscured. It's like when you go to a wedding and they have beautiful centerpieces, but they're huge. And if you want to talk to the person across from you, you have to like turn to the side and it can be kind of a pain. So that's why I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter, but still fun. God, I wish I could keep this, but I don't host Easter. So Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on TikTok and Facebook, and you can see my available creations at sweetariadecor.com.